What is up, everybody? This is Lyle, No Hippie Trucking and Transportation, coming at you from the Mr. Fuel, about 35 miles outside of the place that you are most likely to get hit by an uninsured driver or have somebody shoot you with a firearm that's had the serial number filed down. That would be St. Louis. For any of you guys out there living in St. Louis, you know what, I'm just kind of cracking on it. Not my favorite city, but hey, this is where my family's from. The one thing I got to thank my mom and dad for is moving out of St. Louis back in the early 70s, late 60s, whatever. So actually it had to be late 60s because I was born in Denver. But anyway, man, I had a couple people ask me, hey, are things slowing down at Prime? You know anything? You know, what's up? Now, first of all, listen, I don't have any inside information on Prime or anything like that. You know, I don't really hobnob with the upper echelon out there. But my insight into Prime is I have a lot of drivers that send me stuff and ask me if I got this from my fleet manager or, you know, whatever. So one of the guys asked me, you know what, is freight gonna slow down? What's up? And basically the email he sent me, or the message he sent me, was something that basically said, hey, listen, if you're not a safe driver, you're getting a bunch of critical events, you're not delivering shit on time, maybe you need to go to a competitor. You know what I'm saying? And furthermore, you might want to stack up on that emergency fund. So I kind of took that as a canary in the coal mine. Now, the reason I don't worry about that is sometimes, well, you know, let me talk about the next message I got. There was a message from another guy that I know, and it basically said that a message was sent to him that said, hey, if you're used to making this much revenue a week or that much revenue a week, you know what, that shit may not be happening. That's my take on it. Now, I've been preaching from the very beginning, set up that e-fund, get your life in order, you know, whatever. Now, personally, I don't mind. I personally would not. Now, here's one thing I don't want to do. I don't want to run the same amount of miles for less money. So what I would probably do is just slow down and take even, you know, like maybe, you know, 45% of the money or something like that. But that's the canary in the coal mine right there. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, to me, it's not that big of a deal. Whether it happens, doesn't happen, whatever. This could be just a moment that I relax or whatever. But I think as long as you are somebody out there running, delivering freight. Shout out to Myra. Hey, Myra's running my other truck. Now, she's been having some cooling issues. We're trying to baby it into Springfield, you know, so she could take her time off there. But 3,400 miles last week. Give a shout out to Myra. That's what I'm talking about. So anyway, yeah, canary in the coal mine. Maybe some stuff that's about to happen, things like that. And if you haven't started getting your house in order, I don't know if this is like just you know, I don't know if this is just people talking shit or what it is, but one thing I'm going to tell you, and you know, it doesn't take a message like this to come out for you to try to get your house in order. You know what I'm saying? Get your house in order. Because at some point, and there was a third email or message that was sent to me. So both of these messages I'm talking about were sent probably about within the last 8 days. There was another message that was sent out probably 3 weeks ago, or not a message, but I was talking to somebody that said they were talking to their fleet manager and basically said, damn, just lost my train of thought. hate it when I lose my train of thought. Jesus, I can't believe it. I can't believe that happened. You know, I forget what that message was. I might say it in my next video. Basically along the same lines. Get your stuff in order. Get emergency funds, you know, all this kind of stuff. Oh, that's what it was. So I got a message from another driver, Prime, probably about 3 weeks ago, and it said that they were talking to somebody in operations, and that person said, listen, although we have contract freight, there are some of these customers that are starting to push back on the price that we're charging on our freight based on what's going on in the spot market. So at some point, that is going to start driving rates down. Now listen, that's not a bad... See, the problem is this. Everybody wants to say, you know what? The market going down is a bad thing. Going into an inflated market is a bad thing. You know what? It depends on how you look at it. You know what I'm saying? Inflation is not a bad thing if you're prepared for it. You know what? Recessions are going to happen anyway, okay? The problem is, and what I keep telling people is, money is not made in a static market. The recession is going to be there to provide for the future of those people that actually can take advantage of it. So if you've been bullshitting around, paying $500-$600 a month on a fucking car, and you can't throw it in the stock market, maybe you're not going to come out of this ahead. You know what I'm saying? But I can guarantee you that me and my wife are getting in this shit heavy, buying up everything we can right now. So I don't know what the future holds. One thing I am going to tell you is I'm not concerned about it either way. Get your house in order, okay? Because this is 3 separate people sending me things that are canary in the coal mine, you know, situations. And people are out here acting like everything's La Vida Loca. Now, preparing for an emergency that doesn't happen, that's great. If the emergency doesn't happen, what happens? You're over-prepared. What I don't want to be, and you know what? I got to talk about a different story. We're about to bring in a different story. One thing that stood out to me back in like around 2008, 2009, I don't think a lot of you guys might be too young, but the government had a shutdown. And when they had a shutdown, all these government workers that were making $75,000, $100,000, whatever a year, started flipping out. It's like 2 weeks after the government shut down and they couldn't pay out government workers. If you're making $75,000 to $100,000 a year, you should not be in a position where you can't go 2 months without, and this was 2 weeks. You shouldn't be in a position where you can't go 2 months without getting paid. And I'm going to implore you guys, because I know only certain people are going to listen. They're like, yeah, Lyle didn't know what he's talking about. I'm going to implore you to be in a situation where if something happens, you don't have to worry about getting paid for a year, minimum. All right? But I'm just the old man. Nobody, you know, I don't know anything. You know, it's just somebody that's, you know, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I know everything. I'm just telling you. I'm not telling you this shit because I haven't got caught in the crosshairs before. I'm trying to tell you this shit to save you from some of the agony that I've had to go through with some of my dumbass decisions in the past. So, I forgot what they said. There was this little thing that said, you know, dumb people don't learn from their mistakes. Smart people learn from other people's mistakes. And then, like, some other people that are even smarter than them. Fuck, I forget what it is. Basically, listen, just learn from my mistakes, alright? Do not be out here playing around with this shit. Owner-operators fucking going out of business left and right. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I will say, and in relation to a down market is a down market basically separates the wheat from the chaff. That's why I don't mind a bad market. You know what I'm saying? At some point, it's going to level out. And when it levels out, those left standing are going to be the ones able to profit from it. But listen, we're not going to be talking semantics and all this shit right now. We just going to try to prepare everybody else for what may be coming up. But rather than rambling on, I would like to tell you that I do appreciate you for stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. As always, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.